Welcome, my people. It's your boy MarkN, MUFC fan, and you know what it is. It's the Premier League Roundup, Game Week 22, 25, 26, and we got a big week here for you guys, a big week of big topics. I got some of my boys in the building. It's the Arsenal brethren, Waffle Don. I got my brethren, Chelsea Don. We're going to be expressing our views on the Game Week 22 as you know it. There's been some big upsets, some controversial decisions, and of course, some big performances from some big teams and some drop points from some others. Let's see how it goes as I welcome these brothers to the stage. Shout out to Waffle Don. Big up to Chelsea Dan. Long time no see, Batman, my brother. How you doing? How you guys doing tonight? Shout out to everyone coming in the chat. Big up to each and everyone watching. We're going to kick this off running. We're going to keep it really snappy, guys. Of course, you know it's the game week, so we're going to be talking about some of the shitty results. Of course, there's some good results. Let's run through some of the shitty results, as you know, guys, because this is the Game Week 22 review live. Let us know in the chat, what are your thoughts? What are your comments? What are you thinking? What's up? Am I too loud? Interference? All right, hold on. One sec.
Is it me?
It's probably me, bro.
It's probably you, my buddy. I can hear like when you speak, it goes gunk, gunk.
Yeah.
You're supposed to hear it better now. It's supposed to fix now.
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's better.
All right, cool. Big ups to everyone watching.
Big ups to you guys, man.
Guys,
Big up, man.
Shout out. Let's start with this one, guys, because Spurs lose again at home, 2-1. West Ham coming up big winners in this game. Interestingly, I don't think anyone would have predicted a West Ham win. I think it certainly was not the performance that the Spurs fans was looking for. And when we come to that, guys, I'll ask you the one question. What is Spurs' real issue right now? Is it the structure? Is it their manager? Or is it their mentality? Because it doesn't look good for Thomas Frank, and it doesn't look good for the Spurs fans. Waffle.
You go first, Waffle, bro. You go first.
Yeah, it seems like it's a bit of everything right there that you just mentioned. I don't think it's everything. Thomas Frank, is he the right man for the job? That's a question mark. This season they've been atrocious this season, to be honest, and they're not getting any better. They've got a lot of injuries as well. I know everyone says, well, don't make excuses for injuries and stuff like that, but you know what, at some point you can say that teams have loads of injuries. They've got loads of injuries. They just seem to be a team that's always got injuries, and they just haven't been at the races this season. So I don't know how long Thomas Frank's gonna last, to be honest. He's not been great. I think when they started the season, they had like a good unbeaten away record, but they've just I don't know if Thomas Frank has that. And I'm gonna say now, traditionally, when you look at Tottenham, they are a big club, in the top six, do you know what I mean? I know like people can banter them, they don't win anything, and you can banter Arsenal that we don't win anything or whatever, but traditionally, when you look back, they are like club that's always, usually floating around the top six. So they need to like get back to, like with the Pochettino days and all them, they need to get back to those days. And I don't know if Thomas Frank is the man, to be honest. And to lose to West Ham like that, bro, you don't lose to West Ham, man. Not in the position they are right now. So
not performing the way they want to be performing, to be fair, because it's not looking good either way. Chelsea, what are your thoughts on this game? You know them as your London rivals. I mean,
Tottenham not our rivals. Tottenham not our rivals. They're not our rivals, mate. I don't know who are Tottenham. I can't hear them. What's going on? The flying bubbles, yeah. West Ham, the flying bubbles. Okay, yeah, big up to Deji Spurs, big up to everyone, and big up to Waffle, Don and Mark, and please smash that like and subscribe channel. Who are Tottenham? Well, because they won a European Cup last season and finishing that relegated battle last season with what was that manager they had? we can see from day one, Mark. They're hype up. They've got the best. They've got the best stadium. They've got the best fans. They've got the best. They've got the best team. Their centre backs are world class. Romario, their goalkeeper's world class. They hijack Chelsea with Xavi Simons. Like we hear all this banter, they're saying, "Oh, we hijacked your player Xavi Simons." The guy, what's the clown done at Tottenham? What has he done since he's joined you? Thomas Frank in the Thomas the Tank Engine. I could banter these starters so much, yeah. You could not banter as Chelsea so much. You could talk about us. We've won it all, every single competition. But you guys, yeah, just give yourself up. Go to the championship and build your new structure, because the thing is, you're the worst team I ever seen in a thing. And how could you call yourself top 6? Well, because you won a European. Fair dues, yeah. What, Man United against you guys might have beat you last year by an own goal, wasn't it? Apparently, it was an own goal. They buy Conor Gallagher, the dog, to bring into the midfield.
Boy, innit? You're ex-boy, innit? Gallagher.
Yeah, their ex-boy. Yeah, their ex-boy. And what did he do when he came in the second half against West Ham? Nothing. The thing is, do we say could we blame the manager? They're always cry like bitches, because if you think of it, they've had the likes of the best world managers at the club, like Jose Mourinho, the Conte, and they didn't do great successful there. I just don't get what with Spursy fans, yeah, what you expect on your club, because I want to know about your club. What do you actually do about well, you don't win things. Yeah, you won a European. It took you 17 years. And what do you expect from your club? So, can I say I blame Thomas the Tank Engine? No. Give the guy time. The thing is, yeah, you got rubbish players in your team that he needs to build. Yeah, fair enough. You got rid of your best man's son. But where do you go from here? Like, my opportunity, if Thomas Frank, are they out any cups? I can't remember. Are they still in the FA Cup, or are they out all competitions? I can't think. I know they're
I can't
in the
even
Champions
think,
League
bro.
still.
But we're talking about Premier League. So
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, but they're in the Champions League, Mark. Still, you know what I mean? They're still in the Champions League, so it's a long way from Starbucks for Tottenham, isn't it? So where do you go? Like, if they carry on losing their games, do they finish relegation in this battle? I think they can.
it would be interesting to see what happens there. But to switch now to another club, you know, in the heart of the city, I would say more on the Mercy side of things. Liverpool been held again, folks. You know, the big team, 480-something million spent this summer. 5 big players coming in, statement signings, Florian Wirtz from Deutschland. You know, they took Isak from Newcastle. They tried to get Gehi, unable to secure the deal. But they got Frimpong as well from Leverkusen. You know, they had Etikite coming as well from Eintracht Frankfurt, and they just can't seem to keep themselves going. You know, it's just a weird question. Why can't Liverpool turn pressure into wins? And guys, you know, I mean, I said it at the beginning of the season. I didn't trust Liverpool. I think their biggest problem was going over the top on attacking power. They didn't focus on balancing their team well at all at the back. And I think it would have been more important to spend 60 million on MarkN than 100 and something million pounds on Alexander Isak. I would say you could have been satisfied with Etikite. He started off sensationally. Even our striker hasn't had that run of form yet. He's had some good moments, but not really that kind of form Etikite has been showing. So I feel like, you know, they set themselves up for a big season and big risk, and maybe they have not been able to handle that risk rightly. I don't know what you guys' opinion on that, but let me go with Waffle. Let us know what you think. We want to stay a little brief on this at Chelsea, so because we still have lots to talk about.
Yeah, I want to kind of talk about present Liverpool right now, not about the money they've spent, because we know what's happened at the start of the season. But to be honest, yeah, their form's been all right over the last 9-10 games. You know, I think they're unbeaten in 9 or 10 or something like that. So they've done all right, you know, so far. Just like my team, we're going to probably talk about my team in a bit. Yeah, it's one of those unexpected draws. Yeah, especially at home as well. To Burnley's second from the bottom. Remember these teams. Yeah, yes, we're supposed to be beating them. Yeah, but a lot of these teams are fighting for their lives. Yeah, Burnley are like what 2 games away, 2 wins away from, you know, like I think going into 16th or something, 17th position or something like that. So they're going to be fighting for their lives. And Liverpool this season, typically in the past, is usually like a fortress, but anyone can get points up there. I don't know how my team didn't get anything up there. Pragmatic, I can talk about that at some point. But you know what? Burnley done well. And sometimes we don't credit the other team enough. For them to get a draw, I think they've done well. Obviously, Wirtz starting to score now, starting to get his GA up again. I know it's only against Burnley, but you know, Burnley gave you-man trouble, if you remember, Mark. So, you know, it's just one of them ones, man. Like the consistency for some of these teams, man, this season is it a case of the lower teams are more equipped for the attack, or is it the managers not setting that pace, you know what I mean, against these lower teams and putting enough pressure on these teams?
That's interesting, bro. And I feel like, I mean, there's always going to be the cry, especially from Man United, from into Man United later on. But, you know, it's always be the bottom teams where how you struggle there. You want to know why when they come up against the big teams. Is it just because players be up for big games alone? They don't really have the time and the energy to play these small games. It'll be interesting to see what is that. But Chelsea, what are your thoughts on this Liverpool's, you know, debacle, we should say? Because they have not been firing. They have not been showing that form. Drex, if you're coming in to have your opinion, bro, come in, because, you know, on the phone today, I'm not at home. So, you know, I don't really have too much ability to control the chat. Kind of super tiny. It's hard to click the
Shout out
chat.
to Nems and Daniel Alreya in the chat as well. Big up to you, man, as well.
Big up to everyone in the chat, man. Big up to everyone in
the chat.
Big
up to the brothers in the chat.
Hey.
Talking to Drex.
Oh, okay. Yeah, big up to Drex as well, man. It's been a long time seeing Drex in the chat as well. But the thing is, what I could say, Mark, is about Liverpool. Did they not like Jordan Klopp, like saying, "Oh no, slop"? Oh no. Well, I tell you what, man. Guys on the side, Liverpool should hold himself accountable, because you talk about Burnley, Waffle. The first game against them, when they played them away at Burnley, did they not struggle then?
Oh yeah, last minute penalty.
Yeah, last minute penalty.
Yes.
And then sudden Liverpool go get a penalty and Slabberby misses it. Do you know what? Mr. Penalty, Liverpool, you're accountable, mate. I don't know. They're quiet now, slot out. Like, you're crazy if you will slot out, because he won you the league last season, and you've had issues with your players, like Isaac. You spent how much money? But did they not tell all these rifle fans, "Oh, once we get Isaac, we're going to win the Premier League. We're going to win the Premier League.
21 titles
easy.
incoming.
We're going to win the titles, easy." Liverpool FC, have a laugh. You're a laughing stock, because you spent all this money. Wirtz 007, yes. What now? He scored 2 goals in how many games? And like, the most thing about, just weird about they cry so much about losing games and then drawing, and because the slot ain't like in a formation. But you got to understand, Liverpool only won the Premier League with Klopp's team. And what do you expect? Gakpo's not really that good. Salah, their club's a mess. Look at Mo Salah in that press conference. Yeah, now you don't want to come back to your club. Like, literally don't want to be. After you said after we go to the African Cup, I ain't playing. And then you had all your directors, all your managers, or your owners go to his house to try and convince him to come back without your main star. You all moan about him, saying how crap he was for the last season. I'm glad Salah ain't coming back because I think Salah, it spoke sense. But the thing with Salah, can he? Big up to everyone in here. Big up Yasso and Drex and Nova. The thing with Liverpool, I think they're just having a crash moment. I think once next season, they're saying that Slott's not the one. Who do they bring in as a manager next then? Because if Slott's not the one, who's the next? What you think you're going to get this Luis Enrique? I don't see that happening. I think Slot just needs time to know the team, what he's bringing in, because then they've got a new team. Because you think Robertson is a replaceable for all these players. Well, Xabi Alonso, I'm not sure. I think he's got a year. He wants to have a year. I think they should do with Slot is basically give him the time, let him know the players who he just got in, and maybe next season he might do well. But if it carries on, do they sack Slot? Maybe, but if they don't, maybe we'll do. But at the end of the day, I don't care about Liverpool. They're just honest truth. Stop crying and just own up to your consequences, mate. Your team for a minute are useless. They're not showing what they're doing, so I don't care.
Well, now that Drex and Yasser is here, let me get the party started on it. The only way to start it right, we gotta go first. Drex, you know, we gotta talk about this because this was the biggest. And I know, a lot of people might be mad at saying this, but for me, this is one of the biggest games of the weekend. A big derby game. Both teams from Manchester, red versus blue. Everyone knows this tune and the story to this line. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to go into all that detail. What I would say, though, is that a lot of fans, like my brother down below, shot my call the night before. He's like, what you going to do about Semenyo? Told him, I say, what do you mean? What are we going to do about Semenyo? We going to do the same thing we did with Bournemouth. Let somebody hold on to him for 78 minutes and hopefully Dogu don't fall. Because that's the only reason he scored the goal then. But, people say Man United is not a good team. Liverpool, Man City just had, Mark Guehi, they just bring in Semenyo, Ryan Cherky ready to kill you all. It's going to be a massacre this weekend at Old Trafford. United have a brand new coach, sacked the manager recently, but that wasn't the case. It looked to be like the scores was the size and everything. The momentum was flipped from the first whistle, guys. And for me, I still in shock. I try not to hype it. I try not to get gassed because realistically, it's one match, it's one performance. But we were so dominant in that game this weekend against Man City. Seven shots on target to Man City's 2. In a total of 14 shots to Man City's 8. Man City did have 64% possession. But does possession really win games? Did they look at all like they were really competing with Man United? I can't really say that. I think Man United always looked the team to score goals. They always looked the team that was most dangerous. They had 3 goals disallowed. And to be fair, one of them goals, the one at the end, I think they did Man City a favor just so that they wouldn't feel embarrassed because it would have been the biggest loss in the last 10 years versus Man United, a 3-0 victory. So they got a bly there. What are your thoughts, guys? Because a lot of people have been saying that the Man United game may not have been tactical excellence by Carrick, but it could have been self-sabotage by City. What are your thoughts on that? We'll go to Waffle. Don Drex, I will let you close out this round because, he's the other Man United fan. Waffle, Riasa, Chelsea, Drex. What are your thoughts are, guys?
Yeah, man. See, one thing you guys got to understand, that no matter how much I don't like your club, I am fair and I can give a fair assessment. Let's just put that straight first.
We'll see.
First start, brother. I've been in the game too long. I've been in the game too long to not give teams fair assessment and praise for what they've done. I watched Man City the second half on Saturday, and you know what it is, I don't like to watch Man City play because I don't want to see them win, and 2, I don't like the football. I don't like their style of football. I just find them boring to watch. It's effective, but it's boring to watch. But you know what? I came home. I think I spoke to you, Mark. Or I don't know whatever happened, but I came home and I thought, you know what? You know what I done? I put it on before I left the house, innit? And then I left. I took my missus to her mum's, yeah, and I come back and I was like, oh, the TV's on and like the game is playing, innit? So I'm like, hold on. Like it's 0-0, but Man United are just dominating. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like I'm just seeing like Casemiro with that chance where I'm thinking, brother, bury this thing, man. What are you trying to do? And Donnarumma's put out his leg and all that kind of thing. And I was just like, City just weren't on it. But in saying City weren't on it, Man United knew what they wanted to do on Saturday. Everyone was like thinking, oh, you know, City gonna go there. Semenyo, Cherky, call him Turkey. Them man are gonna do something today. But you know what? Them man didn't even turn up. Them man didn't turn up. And too many man glazed City too much. And you know what? Rightfully so, past years, yeah. But this season, they're not it. And I had to ask, is Rodri playing? Because I didn't see Rodri. Rodri usually looks like the biggest man on the pitch, yeah. Pause, yeah. Man looks small, yeah. I'm seeing man like Dorgu, yeah, running up the flanks in space. Bruno, best 10 in the league this season, in my opinion. Yeah, doing his thing. Yeah, no one's talking about what Bruno's doing. You can do the hate thing, you can do the bias thing, but you know what? Man's delivering. Yeah, and you can say they've not been great this season,
blushing,
but he's
bro.
delivering. He's delivering. Let me finish what I got to say. Great performance by Man United. You know what I mean? From start to finish. You know what I mean? I kind of feel like also it was a bit of a boost with Carrick coming in as well. They understood the assignment. It's almost like a release from Amorim, innit? Like back four, steady back four. Obviously, there's a long way to go in terms of like games, innit? Like it's not the big games, innit, that where United fought. It's them Fulhams, them smaller Brighton type of game. Those are the games, yeah, where you're going to be tested, innit? But I would say this just before I let everyone else land. The last few weeks, or I would say the last 6 weeks, United have been looking much better in terms of like, you know, trying to score goals. You know what I mean? They might lose, they might draw, but they've looked better in terms of like, you know, scoring more goals. And they are dangerous. They're dangerous on the attack with Mbeumo, Ahmad, Sesko as well. They're looking dangerous. So you know what? They're in fifth, I believe. Is it fifth? 1 point behind Liverpool. So you know what? Top 6, top 4. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. You Chelsea man, because them man ain't catching us. You man better hope that they don't take your spot.
What do you mean? Like they're only a point ahead of us.
They're a point.
Listen, the whole that speech was all nice, and I agree with like 98% of it until you started saying the bit at the end, bro. You know what I'm saying?
How was Tottenham?
Until you said the bit at the end, I was like,
But yeah, how was Nottingham Forest, by the way? Like 7 points. If they win, if they're 9 points clear, we win in the Premier League. We win in the Premier League.
Rattled already. We're talking about Man United already.
Hold on. Focus.
We're gonna get to the Man United.
Well done to United. Well done to United, because the thing is, yeah. Like I watched the game. Against Man City, Man United. Right, I was sitting. I actually went to my mate's house, yeah, because his nephew's a Man City fan, and then I thought, okay, we're watching this, yeah. Man United actually, well, done all right. They did actually. They played so they knew how to play Man City off the park, basically, yeah. They were so they got so defensive. They had 4-11 in their box share to stop Man City just trying to get in to score the goals. But every single 2 goals share, they were on their attack. There was only 2 it was basically Man United 4-on-2 with the Man City defenders. And you see Mbeumo scored a goal. They just keep on doing it, and then it worked. And then the third goal, it was unlucky. Mason Mount goes and scores that last-minute goal. Honestly, true, I don't think that's a goal. The VAR once again, because if you actually look at Mason Mount between the 2 defenders, yeah, he was onside. the player from United, I think it was Emad. They counted Emad for being offside. That's why they allowed a goal for Mason
It
Mount.
was Cunha or something, bro.
Oh, was it
That's
Cunha?
what
Was it? Oh, it must be
But
Cunha.
Cunha was way onside, bro. He come with the
but
ball
the
from
thing is,
behind.
but the
No,
Cunha.
the Premier League website said, or the Premier League on Twitter, they said it was Cunha. Then they said Mount. I don't know what's going on in it.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So, but the thing with Cunha, yeah, even though if he was offside or not, he weren't in play of the game. He didn't touch the ball. Mason Mount Sullivan touched it, nice little touch, and he scored a goal. And then it was offside. But the thing is, you talk. Waffle Don talks like Man United, like are back and they're doing well. Did they not just not long ago just lost to Brighton in the FA Cup and were through to the next round? Man United, did they not just? They're not in no cup. To
Right.
Yeah, so isn't that even more thingy for them?
But it's like the excuse. Oh, they're so happy to be out of the cup. Yeah, now we can focus on top four.
Hold on. This is the Premier Roundup.
I don't get this, man. I don't get this. Oh, we're happy we're out of the cup.
It's not the League Cup.
Focus.
We're talking about Premier
This
League
is Premier.
Yeah, I know.
Top four FA Cup last
I know that. I know it's Premier League, but we're talking about to be a good team. It's Man United. If Man United are so great and they've got good counter attackers, you would think they still should be in a competition to try and win a trophy.
Okay, hold on. Let me sort this here.
Yeah, go on,
I think there's a big problem here, and we've seen it down at our club, where sometimes you may have a good team, but it doesn't look like it when you have the wrong manager. And I think that's what they had with Amorim, innit? A lot of people say that United's team ain't good, whatever. But if you actually go through their players, De Ligt is a good defender, really good defender. Do you know what I'm saying? And you can, whoever plays next to him, you could say Mazraoui is good. Like, you go through their team and realize they do actually have good players. Casemiro's experienced, Kobe Mainoo is a good player. Maybe you want to add someone else in that midfield to actually take it to another level. Their front line is a good front line. But the way they've been playing recently, you can tell they had structural problems, and I think that's probably what Abs was talking about. They looked really good structurally, and there was really was it 1-2 passes that they were making in midfield, and even I was like, hey, whoa. But the biggest thing about that game, but this is the thing though, when you have a
the only thing about Man United, Jazza, the only thing about
we're not saying they're back forever.
Quickly, I agree with what you're saying, but the only thing the thing about Man United, what we don't do, who they've got is in charge of United. Who do they bring back if other managers don't work? Not like our clowns do, like it's the likes of John Terry to take in charge, like all the Chelsea, like the Chelsea icons to come in charge.
But the icon. But bringing the icon doesn't always mean it's gonna work.
Yeah, but they're bringing Darren Fletcher, and look, and he knows the club very well. Yazza, he knows the club that well. He's won things for United. So no matter what United do,
did Darren Fletcher win this game?
Huh? No, it's Carrick. Did
Darren Fletcher win this game? Darren Fletcher played one game in it, man.
We had Fletcher for two games before.
Is he still in charge of them as well? Is he still in charge?
Nah, he's under 21 coach.
Okay,
he's got the motive.
Okay. So it's Carrick, yeah. So
it's Carrick.
It's Gunnar Solskjaer not coming back now. Is he not getting charged? Okay.
No, it's Carrick.
No matter what, if it's Fletcher or if it's Solskjaer or it's Carrick knows United, right? They're still, no matter what, they're bringing an icon of a man, like an old man, like Man United player that knows the club and knows how to think. And then when players look at him,
Dan, it's a football club, bro. It's not a merch store, bro. Like, it's not. You don't have to put the icon in. You can put an icon in the dugout like we did with Lampard. It only helps to a certain extent. Do you get what I'm saying? Then it depends on the tactical stuff and whatever he does in the game. We didn't think we'd draw against the City. Do you remember when we played City recently? My predictions were like 5-1, 6-1. I didn't think we'd get a result. The main thing that I think that's also happening with City is that when you have these unknown managers like the McFarlane that I didn't know anything about. Do you know what I'm saying? I didn't even know he was an under-21 coach. I can't lie to you, But like a McFarlane or a Carrick that just came in, for a Pep or another manager or even an Arteta or anyone that's already established in the league, they don't have enough data to go on to kind of get a prediction of how this manager is he gonna come and sit back against us? Is he actually gonna go for it? But like, do you get what I'm saying? That's the ideas you never get. So I think that's also what helped United. But this is the thing about United, bro. You go back to all the years back to, like, I don't know, Ole and probably the year before that. The one thing they're always good at is hitting people on the counter. When they don't have to think, just keep the ball moving forward. Do you remember you have the players to actually go that way? You always have the players to go that way. Even now, and Buemo, Cunha, and that's usually how you cause danger. This whole possession-based and walking around doesn't always work for United. Do you know what I'm saying? You see it on the Amorim and that. When you guys are running towards the opposition and it's just simple passes and just going, that's when usually United is the most dangerous. And every time you kind of revert to that is when you see some winning streaks, if you remember, even if you go back in the last couple of years. But listen, the performance was great. I think this is not me taking credit away from United, but I also think that with the whole City thing, they were also poor, but that's you guys made them poor. Does that make sense? So I'm not taking credit away from you. I think you guys played really well. They also needed to take it a level to actually cause you problems, but their backline was their backline. They had Kuzanov and Max Alain there, but you still have to do something to actually get a result there. So you guys did that as well. Listen,
no, fair play to United. Fair play. They did great. Like I'm saying, I'm not turning Man United away. They'll credit on the day against Man City. Man City showed their ability. They didn't want to fight for the top spot, but one game, great successful. Yeah, it's good. I just want to know if Man United can be consistent every single game, not just one game. You go to a big game and turn up and win. You've got to be consistent every single game because we've seen you guys. Yeah, you win a game, you lose a game, you lose a game, you draw a game, win, draw, loss, win. You've got to be consistent. So
but this is a local derby, though. Sorry,
yeah, it's a local. Yeah, I know it's a local derby.
It's easy to get. We get the same thing. Yeah, it's easy to get up for these games. We just now need to see whether has United actually turned the corner.
Yeah,
or was just this? Was this just one-on-one-off manager bounce? That's what Mark's gonna find out soon. Do you know what I'm saying? But
we will see.
In terms of performances,
on the game.
I'll be on the phone to Mark all the time. Go on, but anyway, big up stakes anyway, my boy.
Well, I don't know what everybody's talking about. United, City, bro. City played their game. City played the game City knows how to play. United on the day just won that game with Carrick's tactics and the boys' energy and their work rate and execution of the plan. That's it. We all know City are there for the taking if you take them on, you know. On that day, they decide to play the whole possession football, like we all know Pep would play. You know, you get them. See, the truth is, they could have gotten a goal or two, and that would have changed the complexity of the game. Maybe that would have put United players in a nervy state. You know, that one block from Cunha saved the day. You get me? So Pep kept doing what he knows how to do. Yeah, and because he gets results most often than not, people tend to applaud him. He uses the same play to get what he wants. He didn't know what to expect from a Carrick side, but he said, you know what, I'm going to play possession-based football. But United on the day disrupted them. You know, Carrick looked at it and said, if we're going to do possession with these men, we might outdo ourselves. You know what? Let's play our own game. And it wasn't, I see a few persons talking about counter-attack. It wasn't counter-attack in my opinion. United had more chance, more goal attempt than them. Kudos. The whole issue of let's see what United will do after this game. Bro, it's not just this season. It's not last season. It's not the season before last. That's how it is with United. You win in Man City, you play good at Chelsea, you play good at my Arsenal, right? But it's the Burnleys, it's the Fulhams. So we all know that. But for the Manchester derby, kudos to United, man. They blew my mind because how they were playing. My own thing is I really don't care about stats. Mark knows me. I don't care about stats. I just want to see energy. I just want to see that a player is telling himself, I need to win this game. Not coming on the pitch and feeling like, okay, I know we're all humans, right? Players are humans, but when you get on the pitch, you should be able to give your all, and the fans should be able to see that you've given your all, right? And that's what we saw on Saturday. That's what we saw. Execution of the plan. The players saying, you know what, we want this more than them. They could have all the. We've played games where, I think where players just know the other team knows that we want to play possession-based football. They give it to us, and we end up just fumbling. You get me? So for me, it was a good win. At least it should be a good win for the likes of or everybody that's in the top 4, top 5 race or top 6. Chelsea won their game. Liverpool drew. Aston Villa lost. And although Arsenal drew, but it's still a win for everybody, because that 2-point Arsenal drop, they look at Man City's defeat and be like, you know what? Okay, we're still there. You get me? So it was a good game. Anything that comes after that, the old roller coaster, it's something that we are used to. We just need to, I tell you for free, we might go, who will play next? Arsenal? We might go to Arsenal, get the draw, and go the next game after Arsenal, we lose. That's typical.
Oh yeah, you got Arsenal next, didn't you?
Yeah, Arsenal next.
Oh, that's going to be a tough game for Arsenal. Yeah,
double streaming coming.
Before anything, guys, before the man, just before we talk about this,
No, we're going to Chelsea.
Don't
delay anything here. No, we want to talk about your game.
Yeah. I was going to say about
Rodri. 2-0, but no, bro. This is not the time to dodge.
Rodri is back.
You need to help. I'll help you out here. Yes, I'll help you here, because you had a clean win, 2-0. Yeah, I think it was decent, but we still had to ask this question: is this win progress, or is it a relief currently to the situation? Because your form hasn't been great. You dropped form this team. I tell you at the beginning of the season, I felt Chelsea was the team to beat that dark horse to come and sneak up behind the league. I always tell you that. Your form didn't look too great over the last couple of weeks.
Bro. I said the same thing, bro, and now I'm embarrassed.
Chelsea could tell you that I ain't lying. Yeah, it was serious business. I
was saying the same thing, and now I'm embarrassed. Blood. You know what I'm saying?
And like, kind of thing to be embarrassed about. So where's the time? And tell me about your game now. How are your fellas feeling?
It's a relief. You know what I'm saying? Because our team got pumped. Listen, we got pumped by who was it? Brentford, bro. I'm telling you, like, if you go, the highlights doesn't do enough justice. Do you get me? If you go watch that game, bro, we want life support. You know what I'm saying? That's where down we want life support. You get me? It's like how Mons does it, blood. You know what I'm saying? With the white Air Force, bro. You get me? Life support, bro. We're dying. These men had us like, they were cutting through our midfield at some point. They had the opportunity, bro. You see when a number 10 gets the ball and he's looking to make the pass, bro. These men are not even looking to make the through ball to on the left hand spaces or whatever, bro. These men just aiming between Tosin's legs, bro, and it just and it's just going through, bro. It's dark. That's 100% success rate. He done it once. He went through. And I think he fumbled it, I think, once. And then the other time, it was the Shade brother. He had 2 opportunities. One was a very, very good save from Sanchez. That's when Reece James didn't track him. Damsgaard hit the post. Bro, these men were very, very direct. When you're very direct and the team just keeps heading the ball and you're very close to conceding. We had João Pedro scored a good goal. And then you had the opposite. I think I would have said that's a penalty, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? The guy didn't even check the thing when he kicked João Pedro at the back of his foot. But if it's not given, it is what it is. But then these are momentum killers. Because in that point, if you score a goal 2-0 early in the game, it's different to hanging on and then getting the 2-0 later. Your boy, I call him 4.9. He's back to 4.9. He scored against Arsenal. We said 49. Now he's back to 4.9.
Yeah, sorry, miss, bro.
Bro, missed in the 6-yard box, bro. How does the ball come across the box? You go with your left foot and you want to go near post. How does that work? Because
to be fair, the only thing I would say to that, yes, sir, is that
Ganacho? Is that the Ganacho one?
Yes.
Is that the Ganacho one?
I don't say his name.
He scored a shot about 6 times, 6
Can I just jump in, guys? Can I just jump in quick?
That's a waste, man.
Man United's done it. Arsenal's done it. Every single club does it, yeah. Play poor, but always get a result. Any day, did we not get a result over the line? Did we not get 3 points? So you can't a win's a win.
Yo,
So,
Chelsea done.
No.
The man was when
Arsenal
Chelsea done.
What about Arsenal at Everton? What about Arsenal Everton? How lucky were they? But did not Arsenal fans say
Chelsea done?
do you not get over the line?
I don't always talking about
Arsenal did not when Liverpool done it. When Liverpool done it. And I when Liverpool done it. We're so it's
conversation, bro.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying
You rattled one.
No, not
Yes,
but it's 3 points, isn't it?
Yasa just said they were lucky. They were on life support. Yasa did not say that the game he's not happy to win that game. But the man said they were on life support. And if you watch that game, it was true. 2 things can be true. You got the 3 point, which is you played poorly and got the win and got all 3 points.
That's what I said. That's what I said on my
match. Those 2 facts are actually correct, and they could coexist in the same sentence. That's what Yasa is trying to say.
No, it's just facts. Yasa's talking facts about it, yeah. But what I'm saying is, I'm not getting rattled or nothing. But playing poor still gives you the result. It's a win. Like you may not have done it. Every single club's done it. Played poor.
Okay, I'm gonna. Okay, let me poke a hole on that now. Let me poke a hole on that. Let me talk to him now. So playing poor and winning the game, is that sustainable?
No,
it's not. No, but it's still got 3 points.
That's what everybody here would say. Waffle would say the same thing.
Did we not get 3 points?
Yes, but playing that type of way over a 38 game period.
I'm not happy.
Yeah, you go. That's nice. That's correct.
Waffle Don knows me. Yeah, I've spoken to Waffle Don on shows.
I don't know you, bro.
No. But what I'm saying, Waffle,
what is it me for, bro?
No. I'm saying we spoke on shows before, didn't we? Yeah. And I've spoken to Mark. They know full well about what's going on at the club. But when people say when you've got to be negative, you're not a Chelsea.
The man is not being negative. What? No. See, I'm not a Chelsea fan. I should be applauding you for saying this. But what Yasa just said, it's the fact. We all watched the game. If Shada had taken that first chance he got, that was 1-1.
Yeah, but it's just maybes. It's just maybes go Drex.
But it was a clear opportunity. Even the commentator said, why did Shada?
But did he score? No, he didn't. Did he score?
Not to shoot.
But did he score?
You're making it sound that Yasa is negative. Yasa is not negative. Yasa is saying
it's an output.
And I gave
Mark, you get to me.
This is what I mean. This was about Drex. I know you from Pape, yeah. If by some maybe. If he done that, did he finish it? No, he didn't.
I never see us so rattled before.
You came on here.
I'm just laughing. No, because my bro.
I'm just laughing game just now. You came on here and went back into. No, Mark, listen.
I never see him rattle so, bro.
He came on here. We were talking about the Premier League game, United and City. Man went into the FA Cup when we were talking about the Premier League, right? Nobody said it in. Now your own guy
I'm
is telling you how the game was and is explaining it from his own perspective. Never once did I even get any epitome of sense of him being negative. He was spelling it out just as it played out in front of everybody. How is that being negative? Should he come and be telling you something like, Garnacho did something? Bro, I didn't see Palmer in that game. He only stepped up and took the penalty.
But he's been injured.
But Yasa didn't say anything about that.
I didn't get to that bit yet.
Me saying that is trying to be negative because I'm a fan. I'm a rival.
No, I'm not.
Yasa saying what he's saying.
I get it.
I've been injured, bro. I've been injured weeks. He back about 4 weeks now. Okay.
But he's got
Bruno.
Mark, behave.
Don't come at your Chelsea because
Mark, behave.
One game he was moving peaky, so don't forget you supported Mali, bro. We didn't forget.
He needs to behave himself. On WhatsApp, it's a totally different speech. On WhatsApp, when he rings up, it's a totally different speech. Because when we're on the phone call on WhatsApp in the WhatsApp group, he tells me that Imad is he don't rate Imad. Yeah, for you.
Everybody know this, bro.
He don't rate Ahmad.
Listen,
yeah. But when we talk about Cole Palmer, he don't rate. Apparently, Ahmad, he was. He was him at the club.
It's true.
So,
I didn't rate him like
but this
everybody.
guy, what did he do against Man City on the weekend? What did this guy do against Man City the weekend? So, but I'm not
Brother, listen to me. This is not about my team. This is about Chelsea, and we're moving on. Because you see what, you know what, bro? If I leave you will cry from now until the next 20 minutes, and we will never get to talk about Arsenal.
I'm worried about Mark.
Let me say something about that game.
Hey, but Mark, what I'm talking about Cole Palmer, it's got the thing high hernia, right? What he's got, it's not a good thing. As a football player, you should know when a football player's got something down.
Bro, I just make a light criticism of Cole Palmer, bro. Relax.
A groin injury.
It's a light criticism. Right, everybody rate Cole Palmer on this panel, bro. Whether we like it or not, that he playing for Chelsea, we give him quality. He's a quality player.
He's had a groin injury, but the thing is,
we know that, bro. But we didn't. Yo, listen. I just pretty much sum it up for you in the sense that we have to be fair, because you can't. Because last week you asked me what did Bruno do. Don't forget, you asked me that last week.
Yeah, right? I know I did.
Okay, so I just ask you back in turn, because my player just come back 2 weeks and your player back 4 weeks. You asking me what he do in 2 weeks. I asked you what your player do. You had to be fair.
It's fair. You're right. It's fair.
Exactly.
But Drake, speaking Yasser, I understand me and Yasser knows. We know what it hasn't been not looking good on a result since December. We've got one win at the West, right? But the thing with Bosch, no matter what, if we've been playing Turbo in the Premier League, we're still in all the cup competitions. Apart from that, we're still in the Champions League. We're through to the FA Cup, and we're also in the second leg, and it's still like a 0-0 result against Arsenal. But the team,
it's 3-2, mate.
No, we just don't look at that result.
We're still one goal ahead of you.
Yeah, no, but what I'm gonna say, Waffle Don is there. Fair enough.
That's another conversation for another.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, Waffle, we got to transition to Arsenal right now. We had enough at Chelsea.
No, but it's still 0-0.
Can I just say something quickly? Can I just say something quickly about Chelsea?
Well, this is you from into Chelsea. We transition into Arsenal.
Just quickly. Good result for Chelsea. You have to remember it's also a London derby. Brentford are a decent side, they got a good striker in Igor Thiago, second highest good striker in the league. I watched some of that Chelsea game.
I haven't beaten them for 6 years, Waffle. We haven't beaten Brentford for 6 years. 6 years, but have never beaten them for over 6 years.
Who, Brentford?
Bro,
that's true.
This is our first time in ages in 6 years. Yeah, this is the first time we beat them 2-0.
So that's a good result then. So you know what, it was always gonna be like
champions win.
What Yasser says is a relief as well, but as Yasser said everything already. That Sade, licked the post, and Damsgaard was just on a mad thing. But you know what, at the end of the day, we talk about sustainable, but sometimes you just need that win, just that one win, and then that just starts to build up the momentum once again, because Chelsea ain't a bad team. Chelsea are a very good team. They're just falling off a little bit with all this stuff going on in the background and the club and all that. You know what I'm saying? So Chelsea be back, man. They just need a little bit of that media pressure just off their back at the moment, because all of this stuff as well plays on the players' heads and all that kind of stuff as well. So it's a good victory for them. But let's set up my team, man. I'm gonna try and do my best not to get wrapped.
You only get rid of that by winning. Do you know what I'm saying?
I can't say too much about this game.
Yeah, well, don't get bold, man.
Be Drex and Yasser to deal with you tonight, bro. Because I be honest, I was on a train, so I didn't see it. Yeah, but I leaving it to the team because I know they have it here for you. But Waffle, we had to ask these questions, bro. And to be fair, bro, sometimes a draw is not a bad result. Sometimes you had to win ugly. We as old school football fans. The result against Nottingham Forest, I would say from the highlights I see, rubbish. I feel like, Gyökeres wasn't good enough in the game. And I certainly have a question about the penalty at the end. I kind of think that it could have been a pen for real, and Arsenal should have had a pen. I kind of think so. And I that Arsenal fan, I hate, the hate
is coming. Should have the pen as well.
But we will say that, and I will let Drex go. I will let you come in, and Drex will come to you, because I know Drex have more information on the game than me. So
that game, right, on the possible outcome stream, I was telling Tej that if there was an upset going to happen on the weekend, over the weekend, it was that game. Like, and I said a draw would feel like an upset for the Arsenal fan, right? And Tesha like, oh yeah, it's easy. I said a draw for Arsenal, it's an upset, but for Forest, bro, it's a huge point, right, towards survivor. And when I was watching the game first half, 0-0, I'm like, is this really gonna happen? I was waiting for that. You know, that commentator, that moment where the commentator is screaming, that's why they're gonna be the champions, something like that. You know, I was waiting for that. Bro, match ended. I didn't even get it. You know them those commentary that it goes like, yo, that's if you want to win the title, that's how you find. I was waiting for them, bro. It's like waiting for somebody to just show up. And I looked at Maxman, right? I'm like, yo, did United dodge a bullet on this guy? Or you know, Mark, you know me and the guy, you know me and Maxman, man. I didn't want Arsenal to sign that guy because I felt like that guy going to Arsenal was like game over. You know, the missing piece, because I've been wanting I've said it, either Isaac or Gyökeres, they need to go to Arsenal.
Maxman.
You get me? So I've been saying this for not just this season, over 2 seasons. And when Arsenal pulled up that signing, I was like, yeah, this is the, you know. But yet yesterday, I'm looking at him like, so Saturday, I'm like, bro, did United actually, bro, what am I watching here, bro? You know, very easy to bully off the ball. And I'm like, is this going to cost Arsenal? Because the last time 2 seasons ago, when they lost at home to Aston Villa, I said it right there. I said, if you want to win the league, you have to win Aston Villa at home, right? And they lost that game, and I'm like, yeah, okay, title over. But yesterday, I'm looking at it, I'm like, the result Man City had against United, then the Liverpool result just makes this result that Arsenal just got, makes it look a little bit acceptable. You get me? Because the difference in points is still there, you know. So if City had won that game and they drew this, bro, the pressure's on. They drew, Aston Villa even went do one further than them. Aston Villa lost. So you're looking at it retrospectively now, you're like, you know what? It wasn't a good game. Like what my friend down there is saying, Chelsea Dan. Sometimes you just have to take what you get, you know. How you get it doesn't really matter. Just take what you get. So I feel like for the Arsenal fans, they will be disappointed to actually open that gap up. But looking at how result went the other way, and be like, you know what? Maybe it was just the wind. Just the wind that just blew over this weekend, and it caught most of the big guys. You know what? United were lucky to not catch it. You know what? Let's just look on to the next one. And I wouldn't say fortunately. Unfortunately, the next one looks like a very tough game. You get me? So, but if Arsenal really wants to, you all know, everybody, maybe Waffle doesn't know, but I don't want Arsenal to win the league, right? But
yeah, I know that.
But if
I
they
have
need,
a feel, but before you go to Waffle, I feel if Arsenal win the league too, they will go on a little run and win in the league.
That's
I don't know about that.
No, because that has been my theory.
That I think is very real, bro.
Let's first one first, innit? So we talk about
the first one you win, bro. You go run our next one, because you see, this is what I was telling you earlier on Waffle. Yeah, before you go, just before you jump in to give you a bit on the game, I was telling you the biggest disappointment with Arteta is the way he went away from that all-out killer team that all he was going in for 2 seasons. That, you know, Arsenal would score early goals and they would score many goals if you give them the chance. And he kind of settled the team back and his play a more kind of patient game now. And I think that was the most disappointing thing. But I think all that will change if you all win a league. And that's why I would rather Chelsea win the league than you win the league this season. Tell Chelsea that. You know what I mean? No offense. I just think that if you all win one, this team will probably win 1-2 on the bunks. You know them ones there. Because they show that 2 seasons back to back, they could run to 15, 20 points ahead of the league quick. They show it.
No, but Liverpool done that last season. So I think any team that gets off to a good start, you know, anyone could, you know what I mean? I just think the game's like that now. If you've got a good striker, you've got a good defense, bro, if you can be consistent, then do you know what? If you can stay up there, then you can win the league, bro. It's as simple as that. But we've still got a long way to go. So I'm not getting drawn out for Mark's win the league and then you can win a couple of leagues. Let's talk about the game first, yeah. So I approached this game, because I sent a message in my group chat, my Arsenal group chat. I said, you know what, this game is not going to be a straight formality, yeah. There's certain places you go to, Arsenal go to, that it's going to be difficult games. Ellen Road, Nottingham Forest, and there's another club. I can't think of the other club, and Fulham as well. Those places are difficult places for Arsenal to go to, yeah. For whatever reason, the style of play, the way Forest set up, it's got Sean Dyche ball. What Sean Dyche is gonna do, he's gonna squeeze that midfield, You had Elliot Anderson, who's probably been one of the best midfielders this season, as well, for Forest and in the actual league. And we just didn't look, like from that Martinelli chance, when he missed that Martinelli chance, and from that Gyökeres when he tried to run and Murillo got back, I was just like, we ain't scoring today. We are not scoring today. And there's a certain, and I'm going to criticize my team, because there's a certain thing about us, when it's almost like we feel sorry for ourselves, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like the players can't get up for it. You've got the manager screaming on the touchline, doing all of this and that kind of stuff, But you know what? He's not getting the best out of the players. He's not getting the best out of the attack. Now, my defense, my defense is gangster, We know our defense is gangster at the end of the day, My goalkeeper's brilliant as well. I'm not saying they're world class, but I'm just saying our defense is very, very good. But our midfield at times, and our attack is so poor. It's just like there's nothing in the center. And I'm just gonna reference, Chelsea for a moment, just for a moment in that game, because when we played Chelsea, they didn't have their best midfielders. Enzo was running through that midfield like man was in flipping Richmond Park, It was like that yesterday, that on Saturday. We just couldn't control. And you know the person who's in that midfield that weren't doing nothing and that was hiding because he was getting bullied by Elliot, man like Odegaard. Odegaard goes missing. Odegaard goes missing in these games, And people might say, "Oh, Forest weren't a big game." It's a big game to me because once I see 9 points on the board, that's a 3-4 game swing for me, for City to get back to me, We're giving them lifeline after lifeline, It's almost like these men don't know how to just get over the line. Well, they don't, because we would have won that game on Saturday by hook or by crook. All the best teams in the league, history past, they go to these places and get a 1-0, 3 points.
What was it, Eze? Where was Eze as well? Because Eze didn't play, didn't he?
Eze is another one as well, not getting game time. There's not... Listen, you see,
it doesn't make sense. I'm with you.
This manager, You see this manager. People get it. People get it twisted, that I'm all for this manager. At the end of the day, I said if this manager don't win me nothing come the end of the season, if he don't win me a Premier League, man's got to go. And I've been saying this from last season and the season before. He was never the manager that I wanted, but you know what? Also, I've got to give him his credit as well. I'm not going to just cuss him out and say that he's not done good for the club. He's done good for the club, We're the position we are right now, but it doesn't mean anything if I'm not lifting ears. Do you know what I mean? At the end, sorry.
If you're not showing armpits,
if I'm not seeing armpits at the end of the season, it is a total failure. And as far as I'm concerned, that result, showed that we still got a long way to go, because we got Man United next, and I know we're not going to really talk about that. That's going to be probably a preview in the week. But it was just disappointing to see that these boys, couldn't get over the line. And Forest played well. I'm going to give Forest credit. They played very well that game. They were happy. They were the happier team out of both teams. But what annoyed me as well, and I'll end on this, in a game like that where you're crossing the ball in, surely you bring on Havertz. I'm not saying Havertz is my favorite player, but surely a tall guy you bring on like that, you bring on Jesus. What's Jesus going to do against Murillo and that beast up top? He ain't doing nothing. So Arteta, man, he needs to sort it. He needs to sort himself out. He needs Arteta. This pragmatic thing works, yeah, to a certain point, but against certain teams, yeah, you gotta just bring on attackers, bro. Anyway, it's frustrating.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. I know you had to go, yes, sir. Where's your
Let me
game,
give
man?
it, because I watched that game, yeah, and I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I was tuning in before I made it home. I was tuning into Troops, and he kept falling asleep throughout the game. Yeah, he kept falling asleep, waking up. Husam's playing GeoGuessr throughout the game. I'm telling you, like, the Arsenal thing is not even on a disrespect, bro. Like, I tried to watch every time I tried. Like, you see, my team gives you heart attacks because we're always messing up. We don't know what the goalkeeper's gonna do. I can't be comfortable in it. When I watch Arsenal's, bro, like, I'm there thinking, like, when is it gonna actually? Like, when is it? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, when is it? When we actually gonna see some football? Cool, the Villa game was really good, yeah. But even then, you can say we were getting ran through by Onana. Do you remember in that beginning of the game before he got taken off?
Mm-hmm. This
time now, is because remember, Zubamendi is someone that sometimes when it really gets to it, he's not there in terms of people, like defensively on the ball and that he's good. Rice, he has to do everything by himself. Yeah, I've been a big critic of Rice before this season, but this season I said, he's been really good going forward and defensively. I never said anything bad about him defensively anyway. But he's been playing really well.
You said this season you didn't rate Rice. That's what you said, bro.
Like, in general, I did it. But the more I watched him, I have to be honest, the same way I criticized him for the things that I said that he just passes a lot of sideways and that he's been contributing to your attacks more often this season. Like, do you get what I'm saying? He's been important in your midfield. The number 10 issue though, bro, you see with Ødegaard, yeah, he's always been someone that you just play him when there's not really a big physicality battle. Like, if he's not gonna get bodied, then he's gonna have time on the ball, and it's like Wolves, they're all sitting back, and he got the time to pick a pass. But you knew Forest weren't gonna be like that. Do you know they have Anderson in midfield, Murillo, bro? So that's one thing. So why not playing Eze? He's got the options to change things, innit? He didn't have to rest Saka. He could have played more like Saka in the game, and then once he
got picked up an injury before the game.
We found out later on. Yeah, if he didn't have that, you could say, but why are you playing him then? Because this is the thing. Because then he's gonna end up playing him against Inter, but then we don't know if he's injured or not. Does that make sense? Like, the rotation, some games don't make sense, and then you go into like the forward line, bro. Gyökeres got the ball. This is when I used to call it trampoline foot. He managed to pounce on it. Then he ended up, bro, you seen it. Murillo got up and he's still controlling the ball 3 times. Murillo went on the floor, got up and then chased him and still managed to kind of block him or wherever it was. Well, that's his game, you know. You see that? Getting the ball and running straight to goal. That was his game, and he can't even do that. And I'm thinking, what is it? You know what I'm saying? But throughout the game, you have to big up Celso as well. He's making some 6 saves. He had one from... I remember the ones I really remember was the one from Rice, which was more second half. That he had a volley or like a half volley from Rice.
Oh, yeah. And the header from
Saka. Yeah, that was sick, bro. I thought that went in. You know what I'm saying? Not even seeing Saka jump and get the header, I was like, brother, like, that's how they're going to win it. But it's really good saves from him. But then this is where it becomes a thing of like, cool, he didn't get no set piece goal. Where's the attack gonna come from? I think there's certain games where the manager should allow you to rely more on your defense, which is a great defense, like you said, and attack more because you have the players to do that. Now, whether you put Marino in the 10, which was stupid, you know, you could have played him in the false 9. You know what I'm saying?
He should have scored as well. He should have scored as well.
Yeah, he had that chance to score as well. So there's so many things you can pick, and I think the whole slow sideways football and that. It's not. You're essentially waiting for the opposition to make a mistake for you to score a goal. And what if they don't make a mistake? Then what? And you can't always say. And this is another thing. And I know, Abs, you watch more Arsenal than anyone here. Yeah? You know when they say to you, "Well, if we play low blocks, we'll just beat them with a corner." But that's not how you're supposed to beat low blocks, though. You need to have that creativity to be able to break down a low block, and then you have that additional weapon in that set piece. I've always said that I rate the fact that you guys score set pieces the way you do and how consistently. But that should be part of your armory, not your main weapon, bro.
Course,
You know? Because once that goes, you kind of look desperate on the pitch. You start seeing everyone's getting tense, and then you at the end you see that moment of Rice where it's like every time this is happening kind of thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. They pan the camera to him. Arsenal, remember the Chelsea game was beefing the airport Albert, like brother. He's starting to see frustrations because they believe that they should be higher than on the table than they are right now, and he's not wrong. But this is where the manager has to allow the players to kind of be unleashed more. Allow them to actually play. And I think if you kill games off early, you're more comfortable throughout the rest of the game. You can say, you know what, we're boring, but we're 3-0 up. We can do what we want now. Do you get what I'm saying? Whereas, and this is what Liverpool used to do, United City used to do in recent time, like in terms of the recent teams that were challenging. Remember, they used to go Wolves and just smoke them 6-0, hat-trick, KDB and that, and just come home.
Facts.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, this is when you're like, okay, this is a title-winning team. But when it's like, well, we're 7 points ahead either way. You know what I'm saying? It's funny and it's shameless, but it's like, deep inside, you want more. You want to see more of your team. Do you get what I'm saying? But other than that, you got the result. Like Dan said earlier, bro, the result's the main important thing. And even if I was an Arsenal fan or not, all I really care about is, listen, at the end of the season, bro, I want to be winning that league. Do you know what I'm saying? That's all it is. But you are threading with, like, you're in danger because now you're getting in that part of the season, where the teams are doing what Forest did to you lot. They have things to play for now, and they're going to put everything on the line. They may have been a bit more comfortable in the beginning of the season. They may have had more energy, but now there's things on the line.
Fighting.
Where the Wolves surviving. You've seen it when you guys played them at the time. Like, there's certain teams now, even West Ham's picking up points. I know it's against Spurs, but they are people that are going to try to stifle you, and they're willing to take that point. Whereas before, maybe they were trying to play for expansive football or a certain style of play, which now going to be no one scoring against us. We need that point to survive us. So this is usually where things change at the end of the season, and where you see other teams pick up points. So if you guys can get through that, then listen, it is what it is. And you know what I'm saying? You guys have been the most consistent team in the league regardless. So as much as I make jokes and clown, that's the real stuff in it. You know what I'm saying? That's the real about it, bro.
Facts. And guys, to tell you the truth, I mean, I can't say Arsenal hasn't played like the team that should be on top of the league this season. You know what I mean? But what I will say is all the teams in the top 6, they're doing their thing. Even teams at the bottom of the league, you gotta be wary of, because some of these teams, they're not all shit. You know, and we just complain about teams, we talk shit about teams. When they check the real facts, some of these teams, in terms of the world and standings in Europe, they're top teams. Big up to Yassa in the building. Shout out to Yassa, and guys, don't forget to check out Yassa TV. You know what I mean? And of course, Chelsea fan, Waffle Don, and of course, D-Hub Sports. Make sure you guys check out these brothers. They all have their main streams. If you know you want to banter with the Arsenal fans, check out Waffle, check out Tony. If you want to check out Chelsea boys and see what they're saying, there's Chelsea Dan, you have Yassa TV, there's Jesse Talks as well. And of course, if you want Man United, you have Drex, you have myself. So, I mean, we're trying to bring you guys our regular Premier Roundup, where we will give you guys our, rendition of what we saw this weekend and every Premier League weekend. Of course, you're going to get more guys coming through. We have, D-Man that comes through from the Newcastle fan unwell today. But, we look forward to seeing him come back through next weekend if possibly. And, of course, Strasbourg Steve, and, of course, Kieran and NEMS LFC. Liverpool will be represented next week, of course, guys. And, it's one of those things. This weekend will add a lot of ups. It have some downs. It have some very good performances. But what we would like to know is, what was your most controversial moment this weekend? And, of course, guys, which game was your best performance this weekend? What would you choose? I would choose Man United, because we certainly destroyed Man City. I don't know about the rest of the guys in the chat, but of course, what at the end of the stream or in the comments, guys, please let us know. Of course, we'll reply and react to all of your comments. And guys, catch us next week, same time, same place. Premier Roundup, Gameweek 23.
I forgot to talk about Arsenal as well, but just quick thing.
Let Dan land.
Yeah, you missed me. You missed me. You missed me.
I thought you talked about Arsenal first.
No, I haven't. I was waiting for
My
you
bad,
to
totally.
finish. Start, man. I'll pick up it.
Yeah, bro, go ahead.
No, it'll be a quick, short one for Arsenal. For you, before. We all know, like, your team for minutes consistently performing well. Yeah, they haven't been great in a couple of games. I just don't get where Arteta actually play with Fika Gokares, right? Because this player, yeah, is the guy who's been scoring goals for Sporting Lisbon. Where does Arteta actually play this guy? Because people say to me he's going to be like Tony Claude. Everyone said he's going to bang in 25 to 30 goals this season. This guy consistently don't finish. And the last 2 years, they said they needed a number 9. If we get a potential number 9 in, we'll go win the league. Well, they're bringing up a potential number 9 that he ain't consistently doing anything to thing. I just don't get the setup of Marco Arteta with Victor Gokares and Eze. Then people telling about bringing Eze in to help Gokares get the goals.
It's true.
And he ain't playing Eze. And then when Eze does play and Victor Gokares,
he's off the pitch.
He's off the pitch. So consistently, we see Arsenal with Marco Arteta every year, every season, the last couple of seasons, yeah, when they go top high. 7 points ain't nothing. They've done it before. There were 9-12 points clear before, and went and bottled it. Consistently to win games, you need to have your striker to bed in to score the goals, to finish the goals. And if you ain't getting your striker to score them goals, to finish them clinical goals in them moments, and you're seeing Man City, like with Erling Haaland, doing what he's doing. Yes, Man United stopped him. But when Erling Haaland wants to score, he can score. He's the top scorer in the Premier League so far. Where Arteta, I just don't think he's got a plan B. Like in the plan B game, where Saka, even though Saka gets injured a lot, and he rushes him back to play, you need them wingers to help the striker to score the goal. If you actually watch it, Mark and Drex, and I think Ruff O'Donnell agreed to me, in a few moments of games, it's always Arsenal playing on that right side, his left side, and you see Gokares in that central half. He has to push himself back to get the ball to try and run back into the box to score. If it carries on in them moments in them games, Arsenal won't pick up points. And with Nottingham Forest just on Saturday, I watched the game. There was a few moments Nottingham Forest could have scored, Arsenal could have scored, and that. But with that, they would sell that goalkeeper thing. If Arsenal keep on doing that, yeah, because players like teams could stop Gokares for scoring. But Marco Arteta, yeah, I just don't think he's the guy for Gokares, because if they say they had a different manager, Luis Enrique, you know he's betting about 20 goals in the Premier League. Easy. But is Arteta the one to know how to work with Gokares as a striker? I don't think he is. I'm not saying that I hate Arsenal to back of my bones. I hate Arsenal. You know me, Mark. I hate Arsenal, yeah. We know full well that we don't want them to win the league. But it's just the thing with Arteta. Is he the main guy to help Gokares to at least score the goals to the end of the season? I don't see it. I don't see probably one or two. Like, I think Gokares this season probably score at least 8 goals. He's on 5 goals now. But I think end of the season it'll be 8 goals for him. Unless if Eze could pick up and Martinelli or Trossard or Saka or Nuni Madueke to help Gokares score the goals. And Martin Odegaard.
Yeah, remember like Gyökeres, could have Marino in there as well, Havertz and Jesus. Those are the 4 bloody musketeers, you should say. Yeah. You know what I mean? One's got one good attribute, the rest is shit. Like, they've all got one good attribute about each one. It's like you put all them together and you've got a player, yeah? But each one of them individually is missing so much kind of like stuff about them. Havertz got the good movement, can't finish shit. Gyökeres, he's big, but even though he gets bumped, brother, I don't even know what he's great at, to be honest, yeah? Jesus, he's techie, but misses a lot. All of these players, they don't have that killer instinct. And yeah, I totally agree with you, man. You need to.
Is he playing Gokres a differential number 9? What's he? Because if he's playing him as a differential number 9, why couldn't you go and got the likes of Marteta from Crystal Palace or someone else like
He
that?
not playing.
Brother, I need Alvarez, man.
Number 9.
Oh,
Alvarez. He played Gyökeres as a false 9. If you watch Arteta's system, Gyökeres playing a false 9, and that's not Gyökeres' role.
Yeah.
I tell men, and you know, some people tell me that's the role Gyökeres was playing under Amorim, and I watch man and I say, brother, you see this man playing in behind? He plays, the team plays to get him in behind, bro, because his best attribute is that little quick 3 steps of physical burst where he shrug the defender and he take that 2 steps and try to receive the ball and he make himself big and he look for your room to shoot. You had to play to striker strengths. And I keep telling men them ask me for weeks, what going on with Sesko? And I tell men, I say, bro, we're not playing to his strengths. When he come into some games, he playing more of a 10 than Matthias Cunha. Watch the last 2 games the man start, bro. He get 9 passes in the 2 games, he had 3 goals. In the 2 games, he had 9 passes.
Yeah. In
both games, consistent. Yeah. Consistent service. You have to give these brothers time, especially when they now come into the league. Now, we could say all kind of thing about Haaland. Out of the 3 of them, I think Haaland is probably the worst footballer in general. He probably have the most elite finishing ability of the 3. But he is, as a footballer, he's worse than the 3 of them. Gyökeres have better control, and he's have better vision on the ball. Come on, bro. Haaland don't pass like you're not expecting no cross the field, no pass, no true ball from Haaland. You're not expecting that to be get. You're lucky. But Sesko to do it. We see Sesko do these things. Yeah, we see.
But then you're thinking they're missing a wing with Haaland.
No, but this is what I'm saying to Waffle. The problem with Arsenal is that they're not playing with the striker as their focal point. Yeah. You can't have 2 men like Martinelli and Saka on the wing, and one not cutting back for the man, and the next one not trying to find the man. Them doing their own thing. And that is the biggest problem. And that was one of my biggest complaints under Amorim. We have 2 10s and 2 wing backs doing their own thing, and we striker playing a false 9.
Yeah.
And madness is that.
Yeah. It's like when we had.
It takes away from the spearhead. If a team why is call a man a striker? Why is call him a 9? Why is call these men these things? Because them is finishers. That is the full stop, point, blank, and period. So if them men not getting the most chances to finish, don't come to tell me how good them men is. Don't come to ask me if they're good enough, because then clearly we will never know. Because if you don't supply these strikers, whether no matter what man think about who, if a striker not getting sufficient service on average, at least 9 passes in the box per game or more, because like we say at 90 minutes, you can't tell me out of the talented wingers and 10s that all these Premier League teams have, whether it's top 6 or whatever, they don't supply the striker with at least 10 passes in 90 minutes. That is poor. If you can't do that, then you ain't playing football.
So a quick question for you guys. Quick question, because we're talking about the striker 9s, yeah? This is what I say to every single person, every C5 rifles on my show, yeah. Who would you prefer out of Gyökeres or Isak? People tell me Gyökeres is better than Isak. I'll rather take Gyökeres. And then I'm thinking, what are you offering? With Isak, yeah, he's got experience, yeah, and this guy is clinical, and I think he's probably the second best striker in the Premier League.
I take in Gyökeres. I telling you now in front of everybody, I would choose Gyökeres over Isak any day of the week.
What? How?
Because Gyökeres has in his career, he scored about 5 times as much goals as Isak did. Isak started scoring goals in his 3rd season in the Prem. His first season he had 5. His second season he had 11.
Okay. See, Mark,
I don't know what we're talking about here, but Isak don't score goals in Europe.
Right, okay.
He don't. In Europe, he don't exist. So he's only good in the Prem.
Sweden. Look, he's what you're talking about.
Gyökeres have more goals for Sweden than Isak, and he play less games. I'm not arguing this with you.
Yeah.
I just pointing it to you. Isak don't score outside the Prem. If he score outside the Prem is a rainy day king.
Well, not for sake of it. When he like the nearest top scorer in the Champions League when Newcastle.
Bro, Isak have less goals in the Champions League in 3 seasons than Højlund in 1. Højlund only season in Champions League. He has more goals than Isak scored in 3 seasons.
I just think with Gyökeres, yeah, as a potential striker, he ain't already.
He ain't settled, bro. Like this is the same thing with Haaland, bro. Haaland, and this is why I keep using this Haaland example to everybody.
Brothers, I got a step here. Listen, big up, yeah. Big up,
Waffle. But Haaland, before we go, bro, I had to use this Haaland example to end on strikers, bro. Before Haaland come to the Prem, he never scored 30 goals, bro. Never. Not in a single league. Never.
He was a top scorer,
not in the German league. Not in Austria. Right? He come to the Prem and he scored 46. Why is that?
But he was top scorer in the German league when he was playing for Dortmund.
He was not. His maximum goal count was 24. Jadon Sancho in the season before him had more goals, 26. But the brother, clinical. You have to feed the beast, bro. Feed the beast. You have a 9, you have a striker, you can have what on the wing. Them brothers' priority should be to pass.
Mark, quick question for you then, yeah, because you talk about Eden
Drex, you're mute.
Yeah, you're mute.
Have you seen Odegaard play with that Gyökeres guy? Have you seen how Odegaard just decide on his own to just forget that there's a striker playing up front?
Yeah,
brother.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So see, for Isaac, if you look at Isaac at Newcastle, right? They find him. They find him because they know that man is lethal. Give him half a yard with the defender and he could make something out. Same goes for Gyökeres, right? But when you go put them in a team, now Isaac has had his own unfortunate incidents at Liverpool so far. It's still jelly. I still feel like he will break through. Maybe next season, right? Look at Gyökeres. Every time they play with Gyökeres, it's like everybody it's not me trying to defend the man now. He plays for the opposition. I wanted him, but he plays for the opposition. All right? But everybody automatically just have that, he's been doing at Sporting Lisbon. They just want him to do it at Arsenal. But they don't look at how he did it at Sporting Lisbon. They felt like he did it all by himself. Whereas at Sporting Lisbon, everybody is saying, give it to Maxman. Give it to Victor. Give it to Victor.
You're right there. Because I used to watch him play.
Once they give it to Victor, you see everybody start moving in place. But at Arsenal, it's a different thing because I don't know whether it's the Premier League, whether it's gotten across. I tend to see this whole, I want to be the star boy, I want to be the star man, I want to be the names on everybody's lips, right? Whereas you're in your department, bro, there's another man in this department who was brought in to do the finishing. You cook the food, right? The defenders make sure nobody steals those food. You cook the food and you give it to the man to eat.
You're right, Jake. You're right, bro. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I do get you. Yeah.
If you feed the man and he's not eating, then you say, okay, you know what? I still keep choking you with the food, but you know what? Let me look for other people that I could come in. Look at Haaland, bro. Haaland, they keep feeding Haaland and he keeps scoring goals. Haaland misses more chances than maybe most strikers have done because of the amount, the sample size of supply he gets, right? People don't tend to notice.
But any pressure for Haaland because he's on big money at Man City.
Yeah, and they've won things, right? They've won things. But you look at Gyökeres is coming into an Arsenal side who everybody's hoping at least would win the league this season. And they've been saying, okay, a striker is they're a striker away from winning the league. And you get a clinical striker and your players are not, or your players, first of all, are not finding him. Then the ones that would find him, the manager is not finding a way to bring him in. For example, if Martinelli is playing with Victor Gyökeres, I know I'm going to talk about Martinelli now. If he's playing with Victor Gyökeres, I don't think he's going to be supplying that ball to Victor from the wings. I feel like he'll want to cut in and shoot, right? But now you have maybe an AZ that he's been known to feed his striker from Crystal Palace.
Yes,
he's not looking for no hero. He's not looking for the hero board. He just wants to do his bit. When everybody's not doing anything, that's when you see him rise to the occasion. But Eze knows his place, right? But the manager will not bring Eze to partner with him. You bring, bro, I've watched Odegaard several times where I'm like, give him. Gyökeres is looking like this. He's looking like this, waiting for the ball, man would just pass it on. And two of them, they like to do their thing with their hair. The two of them would just do it at the same time. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my goodness. Bro, you're gonna die if you don't. So for me, bro, I don't know. I like what Mark said, right? You'd have to feed them so we as fans could make an informed decision of what we're seeing, like the service that they are getting. You can't be putting a man down. That's why when Rasmus was here.
But right, can you not blame the manager for the system of tactics then? Because
of course you have to.
You have to blame the manager, because if you have a striker and you're seeing that, but don't forget also, could it be the manager's instruction?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
But this is why you had to blame the manager, because the manager making the wrong decisions. And guys, it's a long one. This question will go on and on. It will go on and on if we keep talking, bro. But I'm telling you, bro, we have to go.
We have to go.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and guys, what we tell all is, we have to do, you know, if you have time, check out Botswana Papi in the AFCON recap and review. I think Drex will pull up. Maybe I might pull up. Maybe you might see Chelsea down and others. But guys, thank you for joining us. It's been a wonderful show, Chelsea. My bad, bro. I didn't know you didn't get to say a bit on Arsenal.
Man. You know,
shout out to everyone in the building.
Smash that like and subscribe to the channel, because my bro here, he doesn't do it for content. He does it for love, about how we love our football club, and it lets people know how much we love football. But Mark, thanks for having me on, my bro. Yeah, sorry I haven't been on lately. I haven't been well, you know, with my situation.
All is good, bro. All is good.
When I can make it, I will make it. Yeah, but thanks for letting me on, bro. And everyone, please just hit that like and subscribe button, man. Do it for my boy, man. Let's get him up there with the rest of us.
Big up, bro.
Big up to you.
Catch you guys later.
Baby.